Meeting report to order the Board of Trustees work session for January 8th, 2024. Welcome everybody to the new year. First item is 65 East Main Street. Anything else? That's it, yeah. Podium. Hi, how are you?
Hi, I'm good.
So this is at 65 East Main. It's a space that it used to have a bike shop in it. The bike shop moved to a smaller little studio in the back. And it's right next to the hair braiding salon. So they want to do a nail family. How many stations do you have?
Maybe I don't know, 4 or 5.
With 5 stations, you can have 5 employees or
Now just only have 1 employee, so but in the future, I want when I have more customers, I'm be sure I want to put more employees.
what are your hours gonna be? Can you do
10 to 7,
7 days?
no, 6 days,
What day you close?
Monday, Sunday.
Sunday. Trustee Henry, okay for the agenda?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir.
I was muted.
Okay, just make an appointment with Tony Sopak and he'll go over.
Favors. You can call.
Thanks. You're welcome. Good luck.
Thank you.
Quick, that's the number where we call to make the.
Yeah.
The same number.
Yeah, same.
Thank you.
What do you know what road, solar panel?
Everyone doing?
Great, all right, well,
Good, thanks. I'm with Infinity Solar. We're looking to install 115 panels at the Metropolitan Belt Association building.
Depends how long you do that. a wide open spot there, you know?
Yeah, I know. It's a really good indication.
Does the photograph correctly depict the number of, that's not, that's not.
Yeah, there's some on the back, as well. They just weren't able to do it in the back views. It should be about. Go to, the second page on the front set. You can see the panels in the back view.
Can't see them anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
Ask another question.
Of course.
Is there any, and I'm struggling through this question to get where I want to go. Is there any limit size in terms of, the amount of panels that can be on one facility?
Not code and not, as long as you have the, access for the firefighters, the clearances, that's all that's required by code. With places with probably the same panels, on the top of the storage building and on top of the Hertz building, but they're flat roofs, so you can see.
Right. Why I'm on the roll. The two buildings, which are real separate buildings, just by a corridor.
Yeah,
Those two systems connect or they don't connect?
yeah, they connected to it. And they're both, disconnected to the same.
So that's only one disconnect panel for the entire thing?
Yeah, this one.
To piggyback on administrator's question, should there be two?
Oh, no,
Like
we can
one
tie it
for-
into the same.
One big building, I don't remember, because it's a big long stretch. I mean,
Okay, yeah, I'm not sure because, where it's hooked up to the combiner panel, is another room in that left-hand building. So that's where.
Yes, the chief to look at it real quick. Question.
It is, technically, it is one building.
Correct.
Yeah, no, but I'm gonna piggyback on his story, because it's so big and long that maybe one on each side of the building. That's disconnecting everything.
That would have to be an intermediate disconnect, because everything goes to the one spot. It's all down
Like
that
two shut off panels, which
I'm not sure how that works. Because.
yeah, no, almost like a
Yeah,
You know, if we could have one on each end or something.
right, but then you have to take all the wires from that one side and bring them all the way over to where the other ones are signing out, where the switches there.
So you couldn't have like two light switches.
I mean, it would, right now it would be up on the roof, so no one's gonna get to it unless you wired it, you know, or all the wires in one spot. So I'd have to, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know if you could have, you know, like the light switches here, one on each end of the building.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Mr. Bennett, it seems to me we want to benefit your city. So you guarantee we shouldn't watch that whole thing on one shot. Somebody will make a mistake and set it wrong.
Trustee Henry, okay for the agenda?
Yes, sir.
Sir, trustee Evans? All right, just make an appointment with Tony Hill.
We'll issue the permit and let you know when it's ready to go.
Thanks, Tom. Appreciate it. Thank you, guys. Have a good night.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Full diver, the solar here. We have 17 panels going on in front of the house. Combination of both portrait and landscape design. It's on roof R1, which is in the front. It's a 6-8 oven system. 400 watt, 405 watts per panel. Panels are black on black. And the R1 roof pitch is 37 degrees. We go from front to back in a southerly manner. And then there is also a 3D picture of what it looked like in front. There's no picture?
You mean this?
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
The rendering, it's on the third page.
It'll be TV3.
Yeah.
Yeah, it should be TV3.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, what did you say?
Yeah, I think you meant rendering.
What's that?
You meant it was a rendering, not a 3D.
Oh, 3D, is that what it is?
House sits a little high off the road, so the roof is kind of hard to see even at 3 level.
Well, I mean, it looks like there's one row plan of,
Yeah, there's two
all
rows.
the boundaries, like there's one.
Well, if you look at DB two, show you the top of the order.
Yeah, I know.
Two rows.
And it's
Four.
effective when you look at it, it's only to the top, really to the middle of the ceiling. But
Any other thing for the agenda? Trustee Henry, okay for the agenda?
Yes, sir.
Trustee Coffey? Trustee Evans? Thank you.
We'll call you on.
Update on the formal expansion project?
Okay, so, that's Friday was the Friday before. It was Friday before. So I got contacted by the county, CDBG people to, help facilitate, put my other hat on, and help facilitate a meeting and go over what's going on there. And so we did that, myself, Mr. Pat Mercado, two representatives from CDBG, Father, Virginia, the person working on the application with them, the bakers who are contractors involved with getting the prices, and another volunteer from the church. We had a very productive meeting. We had information. One of the things that was fogging up the progress was the understanding of environmental review, both on the state and national level. And what was required for that. I think we had briefly spoken about that our last meeting. So that's been corrected. That process is being finalized. An understanding of what goes on. One of the things complicating it, there's another grant involved in it that the county's not involved in, which is going to do one set of work, but that set of work really can't start until the NEPA of the community development block grant money is in place, because one jeopardizes the other. So everybody's on the same page now. There's a waiting process, and a comment process on the environmental, which is a month and a half. And then the contract will be finalized with CDBG and the county and the church. They should probably be in construction sometime in the spring and get it done before the money runs out. It's unfortunate that it took that long with that type of meeting to get it done, but there's people that are involved in this thing. They've never done anything like that before, so they need help. Tony was very helpful, and the bakers were very helpful. Everybody there was very helpful. Get it all on the same page. In line with this, also, Tony received the application for the sign last week, and he's currently reviewing that. So those two items are making great progress.
They don't know what's the name.
So Sleepy Hollow organized, putting together a land use class for all the VOC land use people, meaning planning, zoning, commissions, etc., advisory boards. And it's now been finally put in place for February 8th. It'll be at the Pace Law School in White Plains, and it's open to all of our people with no charge. So the flyer, I gave you a new copy of the flyer. That will go out to all of our boards as well as you gentlemen, because you are the planning board and the architectural review board. I already informed Tony, so he wouldn't, or Anthony, so he wouldn't get upset. I said, you know, I don't believe we're gonna have a lot of people because we just did one with zoning. But who knows? And then we threw in dinner now. We had agreed to do this a while ago, so it's probably gonna cost the village, whether we have one person, no people, or 10 or 15, it's gonna cost us about $600. The people doing this training very well regarded. And somebody, I'm gonna send out an email and kind of tell the people who haven't done this in a while, anything like this in a while, they should, if they can make the time, please make the time. It'll be very worthwhile. That's where we are with that.
If there's anything like the other ones in the past, they're actually very informative. If they're good. I think the last one we went to was in Casey, right?
Yes,
Way down there.
that was a while.
Yeah. UDVLC grant for the food fest.
So I have included here, if you remember, we had authorized this previously, but then there was a snafu with the municipality and the grant writer that was putting this together. There was a misunderstanding and we weren't able to get our application in. We probably weren't going to be successful in that anyway, and we had since then identified another source of funding. So in your packet, there's a resolution that is basically authorizing the joint application with the VOC communities, committing to funding if we get the grant, authorizing us to file the grant first application and committing to funding, which we had committed previously, but for the source. So that's what that resolution is, and it's recommended that we move forward.
Trustee Young, are you okay for the agenda?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir. Trustee Coffee? Yes. Thank you, sir. Trustee Evans? Thank you. Do we want to pursue or get more information? We're having a conversation about the ADUs. Actually, some residents have started to ask about it. We were not so keen on it, but everybody's doing them and they're not. We see the other villages haven't had an abundance of people doing them. So do we want to, you know, we were never in favor of them. But you know, we were also told that the state might enforce them someday if you have no law in place that it then they won't bother us. So do we want to ask Dan to put together some information on it and have a conversation about it? I'd like to know if you put together my packet and we say a quote about it, then decide. And I'm agree with that.
These are provisions of the board.
Yeah.
It's similar, but.
No, you're adding no.
Similar but not.
The board shares the. If they rent a bedroom in the house, they share the kitchen, living room, bathroom, everything else. This is you're adding like a whole little mini apartment on the top.
No, separate. Yes.
It can be within your house, like a full finished basement apartment. It could be a little shed behind your house with a full dwelling unit in it. And then if that catches fire and you have a 2-story house in front of this 1-story thing in the back, no one's told me how you're gonna put that one out, but you know, or where you're gonna park and all that kind of stuff. It's just rainbows and unicorns.
I mean, it could, you're right, it could be constructed, usually a garage or the upstairs in the garage, some people have a floor area above that. But we could certainly get a.
Yeah. All those packets that we got from everybody, we just put them together and put on the agenda, just talk about it, decide if we want them. The other villages haven't had a lot of them apply, and they really put some very strict restrictions on them. I mean, when I brought up the VOC, I said, we're taking people out of the house, not getting into their houses.
I think that exchange right there, and to have a conversation and have information. It's apparent to me that there is even like a misunderstanding of what they can and that kind of lies with us to make the determination that they're what they can do. Maybe conceptual rules are correct, right? So I can see what the options are, what they look like, the variations. And then what we see from even just the feasibility perspective, where they should go.
And like I said, we've never really said yes or no to it, so at least now we have information, we can make a decision and everyone's fault. So Chelsea, Henry, you okay with that?
Yeah, I just have concerns about it as well as I'm sure a lot of people do. It seems contradictory to what we've been trying to do over the years with attics and basements. Unless it's a separate structure.
Yeah, we work so hard. Get rid of the safety issues and overcrowding, not add to it, so. Review the resolution of the discontinuance of the planning application for Eagle Energy.
Right. Very quickly, the application that we received is development over at the country club. In August of 2021. And it's still kind of making, so we haven't heard from the applicant in almost 2 years. I know they have issues with supplies and battery supply and whatnot. But this is an inordinate amount of time to leave an application open. For the sale, we would recommend the board adopt this resolution to discontinue the application and also to rescind the negative declaration that was issued back in October of 2021. And that's the other thing that you need to be updated, certainly. I advise the attorney for this on the agenda. Good.
Yeah, this one resolution you put together covers the neg deck.
It's covered, yeah.
I see it's in there, but I mean, that's good enough to, yes, one, to cover both.
Yep. Same project.
See, Henry, okay for the agenda?
Yes, sir.
Trustee Clark?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Trustee Evans? Yeah, thank you, sir.
Motion that we release. Permit. We're holding on to some. Until we got the certification. And we're not having, so.
They needed, that was about giving them a resolution.
Not really, although, yeah, that's what each one was now we need to, right, we can lose.
Isn't required anymore. It was a misunderstanding. So they didn't need a resolution. What they needed was a memo from Tony explaining what permits they had needed still. That was part of that meeting that we provided them with that. And they provided us with the application. So that's all been done. And you actually, last meeting, authorized these to do. All right, okay. Yep. No, that's okay. There's so many things bouncing, who knows?
Just, two items. Mr. Mills, according to our village code, our village law, the authority to give directives to personnel resides with
According to the code, of general people and me,
According to village law. It's me,
and according
go
to,
to the website.
according to the code, police department, Steve.
because, you know, village administrative form of government, right, that character is ceded to you. Even under your job description. Section 400. Under your powers and duties, right, it exists there, it's highlighted pretty well. And really the only individual we can give directives to is you, I'd be correct in that.
No. Only as a board, trustees are not allowed to give and tell anybody what to do, only as a group, only the mayor can.
No,
Yes,
the way the code reads,
if you look at village law, section 400 says the mayor supervises over all employees and trustees, it clearly says do not have the authority to do
with all due respect,
that.
our village code, both for the police commissioner
Right.
and the village administrator supersedes 400 village law.
No.
For the mayor.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Village, it does. The village code also provides for the village
We
administrator
already looked into that,
under the direction of the village board,
right,
not any individual person, under the direction of the village board.
correct.
So our code, police department is him, everybody else is the village administrator. That's what it's supposed to be.
Because when this is.
Right, we already looked into
Right, state law says, when that was written, right? You know, there was not the idea of those managers and those administrators, when that came into existence, right? How a municipality implements those things and words those things in their local code. Allows for that seeding of, let's say. Directives, right? So. Citing that, I would argue improper directives were made, right? So. If we further continue to cite laws, rules, regulations. We, as a village, have a representing retention disposition law. And if one decides to go through said law, certain village records must be kept, must be accessible. And then we could take it even a step further. We could take a look at how local laws on the state level mandate and require certain retention and record keeping. Part of it actually outlines the fact that safety and securely storing records is a necessity of the New York State archives under RT, Cultural Affairs Law 57.1. Now, you must have a program for the orderly and efficient management of records, safely and securely storing records. Records by which would need to be obtained by any member of the general public. There's another part of that law that I'll wait for the story.
How's it going?
So. Again, it recognizes that it's everyone's job. to make sure that there's policy and procedure about records managed. So it appears the request included the deleting of an account and establishing a separate one that would not be on village servers to conduct village business. That's problematic for many, many reasons. One, again, the retention of records, two, the ability for those records to be accessed. It's a security issue for us as well. So I want to close this portion just by reiterating where personnel barracks lie. And again, we can cite law 400, and you must remember that there are laws that came out. And they need to maintain records in order when conducting village business. The second part is in reference to this week's packet. Whom do I have to thank for everything you guys do? You were with that music type of who do I have?
Both of us.
Okay. Thank you and thank you.
The building stuff and that is what I'm showing what they're here. And then everything else.
Okay, makes a huge difference, and I do want to thank you. Scott, I understand that is time consuming, that is an additional task and responsibility you added up on top of everything else that you have to do. But I want to make the point that it's recognized and appreciated. Because if we're going to sit up here and pass things like a conservation advisory council and smart, community when it comes to climate, we actually have to live it. And the elimination, not having all of this paper printed is a large step. And in 2024, it is no longer a necessity for that to be done. And we need to start practicing what it is we preach, and not continuously wasting that level of papers. I just wanted to thank you for that. And then as a follow-up for that, considering everything is now in digital format in that way, I would like to get the valuable time of our officers to things that do not include having to bring a packet to my phone. There is way more important things that they can and should be doing. So you can skip me on that next go round. And I gratefully appreciate it, but it is just like the printing of paper, it is not needed. So I just want to make sure I recognize and thank you for that. And I will go back.
Thank you. Trustee Henry, anything?
No, sir.
Thank you, sir. Motion to adjourn.
Sid? Trustee Henry,
Yes.
you want to bring up the thing that we talked about this afternoon with the grant that Dave asked us about?
Yeah, I had a request from the fire department concerning a grant for an upgrade in portable radios. But there is a grant writing fee attached to it, which maybe Chief Signor, Chief Anazzo could elaborate on. I'm in favor of it as long as we have the funding available in the current budget.
Yes, this is an outfit that has been working on the fire grants for a very long time for many different municipalities. They assist in securing such grants through the Fire Act grant. I believe it was I don't remember off the top of my head what the fee was. Okay. But they do write the grants, work with us, procuring the information for the technology from start to finish.
Like the same one we do every year?
Well, we don't, it's same that, but it's actually bringing in a professional grant writer to do it instead of doing it in-house.
We've done it both ways in the past. We did it ourselves and got funded. We did it with a grant writer and didn't get funded. And then we did the one, remember, we did that big one, which was the joint one, which we used the grant writer with Hartsdale and I think Yonkers was involved. in it.
No, Fairview and Hartsdale in our department to
And
upgrade the SCBA's.
we got funding with that. So as I understand it, because I'm getting new into this today, or sort of, you're looking to apply for radios, because our radios are getting old. And what I have here is their normal fee is 5,000 to do this, and they're gonna give us a 25% discount. So it would be $3,750. And that's to complete the narrative, the data, assemble the application and submit it on behalf of the board.
So just to explain, the radios that we're looking to get a grant for has to do with interoperability. The ability to speak to different departments on using different frequencies, whether VHF, UHF, digital. That's the big push, and the government seems to be awarding grants that are dealing with agencies that are pushing for that interoperability, so everybody can talk to everybody else. So that's where we're looking to upgrade all our portables, from the chief's cars, the apparatus, everything.
You have enough to put it on the agenda?
Yeah, there's money in
Oh,
it.
you know, we have enough information.
Yes.
We'll make that number 6. What was it?
$3,750.
Yeah, it's a 25% discount from their normal fee.
Fire AFG.
Motion during the work session? In favor? Opposed? Gary, please write the following.